that.
Got action, and we live. What's up, beautiful family?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? We glad y'all could join us today. We appreciate you. We appreciate you spending part of your Tuesday afternoon. We ain't gonna hold y'all real long because we know we got a show at 6 o'clock and some other things coming on. So we're gonna give your evening news with a different view.
Facts.
Okay. We're gonna jump right into this. We just had these so-called midterm elections. Was that what that was?
Supposed to be.
Okay. And we've already got people thinking there's going to be a bunch of change that takes place in the world because we've had people to win certain seats. You got the mayor of New York is Muslim and don't have no issue with his religion, and we had a sister that was first black female mayor in Detroit, Michigan. Last name is Sheffield.
Yeah, Mary Sheffield.
Yeah, that's great. At the end of the day, we have to understand and be very clear that if we don't work at taking care of ourselves, it doesn't matter who's in office. It should never matter who's in office in the first place. That is about us taking care of ourselves. Now, I'm going to give you the name and a couple of books of one of my teachers. And I've been reading his books, some as reference, some as knowledge, off and on for the last 30 years. His name is Dr. Harold Cruz. He was a teacher, professor down at the University of Michigan. One of the few persons that did not have a PhD, but was so scholarly that they let him teach anyway. And he taught for a very long time. His name is Harold Cruz, C-R-U-S-E. And he wrote two books. One book called Plural But Not Equal, and the other book called Crisis of the Negro Intellectual. The second book I just mentioned was actually he wrote first, was a very astounding critique of the civil rights movement from the 1860s. Okay, because the very first civil rights bill was passed in 1875. But because of the Constitution and the United States and everything else being written in the way that it was not enforced. So and his premise, which is very true, was he critiqued all leaders. Malcolm, it didn't matter to him. Martin, Honorable Marcus Garvey, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He critiqued them all in his book. He critiqued every single movement and looked at its weaknesses and its strengths. So when the Civil Rights Bill was passed in 1964 or or 1965 that effectively ended the civil rights movement. But what else happened, and we can clearly see this now, was what did the OG say a couple weeks ago when we put that video up? That once people got pieces of the pie, they got crumbs, they got very comfortable and saying, look, we done made it, now you can make it too. You got to we did. And that's not how it goes. It's not the truth. The civil rights movement did not move and will not move and has not moved, and neither will the law, the whole group of African people in America. Because what they did was they picked certain people in order to be able to put them in positions. I'm going to let you work at a university. I'm going to let you work and you're going to be a mayor. I'm going to let you work and you're going to be over here. And I'm going to let you work and you're going to run a construction company. I'm going to let you work and you're going to be a general manager of something. I'm going to let you work and you're going to go ahead on and be an executive. I'm going to let you work and you're going to build a business. And I'm going to let you, but listen to what I said. I'm going to let you work to do these things, that we're not going to level the playing field. Affirmative action was created so that the playing field could be leveled. Give us an equal opportunity, which is all that we've ever asked, right? That was one brother that I remember listening to, and he said this very same thing. No, you right on time, baby. We just started. He said the very same thing. You better be glad. And it was a brother that we listened to in 1967 at the barbershop, I think. And I think Sister Yogi and Sister Anna posted it. We reposted it as well. And he said, you better be glad we're not seeking revenge. We're only asking for equality. Okay. So you want to offer me a slice of bread when I need the whole loaf, but I'm okay with taking a slice of bread. Meanwhile, we're not talking about seeking revenge, which we would have every right to. But we know, views not that of a 10 News Media Group.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. But what I'm saying, but this is the truth. We just want to have an equal opportunity, right? We don't, if we're all going to struggle across the board, we all want to be able to struggle across the board. Right. I'm going to say this once again. If we look at the space from Lippincott, from Center Road to Dorn Highway, none of those businesses are owned by anybody that's African in America. They're owned by another group of people who's given the money or amassed the money off the disorganization of African people, us, to go to their stores in order to be able to open up another store that they're going to open up very soon, and a gas station. And we're going to run to that. And it's about being disorganized. It is not about not having knowledge, because people don't want to know. Okay, there's that as well. But it's also about being unorganized. They're not. Other groups of people are given what they're given in order to make sure that they can say, okay, well, we gave them this. How come y'all not making it? Even when African people from the continent come over here, because they're not formally owned by us, even though they may have been formally owned by the French or the Portuguese or the Spanish or the Dutch or the English, when they come here, they get a break. They get certain things that we don't get because we're formally owned. But then those people that creep through and slide through the cracks are those people that they allow in. Those people are allowed in. Those people are not there because, and I'm not saying they don't work hard. I'm not saying they didn't move this way or that way, the other way. But you have one mayor, Mayor Marion Barry in Washington, D.C., who made sure that when the government contracts came in to make some things happen, he gave more than 50% of those contracts to so-called minority business owners. I'm going to say this again. I've said it several times. Goldman Sachs has $10 billion fund for women, minority and black and minority women business owners, but nothing for men. That is another divide. And yes, people went out and they voted and all of this stuff.
Hope Beasley, what you reading?
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'll
just
put
saying.
it
That's
up.
not my quote. I don't need nobody to give me nothing. Just open up the door. I'll get it myself. Right. Right. From the book of Brown, James Brown. And that is our quote. I don't need nobody to give me nothing. I just open the door. I'll get it myself.
And this where I think people might, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not on here because I already talk about the mayor enough, but this is what I get. What's up, Sheila? And good evening to everybody that's tapped in. What I get mad at, I'm like, I look at the black mayors that came, right? Because I'm only using the standard what I seen with what I heard of the legend himself, Coleman Young, down in the D.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why our black mayors who done came in, why y'all ain't make other millionaires? I'm not saying that I feel like they should have made like each, it should have been at least 20 or 30, just say 20 millionaires made between each administration. That's what I feel like you bringing people up.
But is it about bringing the people up, or is it, what did y'all call it? FBI?
Yeah, friends, brother.
Brothers and in-laws or whatever?
But this, and I can even, listen, I'm not mad at that because in every other society, they go by the friends, brothers, and in-laws.
And we're the only one, the only group that complain about that.
Fact.
Because what we want to do is we want to be part of that, right? So when we talk about people that are we fighting against the system, soon they give you a seat at the table and they put a extra plate or slice of bread on your plate. Oh, I'm good. I'm okay. Now you hooked in.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, okay, thank you for the bread, but we're gonna fight against what you're doing anyway.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of it, I'm like, damn, because we see a lot of people that come through just used. We've been used, in my humble opinion.
No, we have. This election just showed you, right? You know, black folks go out to vote and whatever. We're gonna vote Democratic, but still not understanding that it doesn't matter. They're using you, and you're not demanding anything in return. What Dr. Harold Cruz talks about in both of those books, especially plural but not equal. That's what it's called. Is how when we received and moved into these positions, we didn't do anything with them but sat on our laurels. That after 1965 and a Civil Rights Act was enacted, and it was voted in through underneath Johnson, right? Because he finished the work of Kennedy, because that was actually Kennedy's bill, right? Rumor has it that might have been part of the reason why Kennedy was no longer living in November 22nd, 1963. That because he looked like he was in bed with these people. Listen to this. He was in bed with these people that we formerly owned.
He was in bed with the people he formerly owned. So that would mean slaves.
Oh boy. Because remember, the Constitution has not changed, nor removed, nor has been studied to remove either the indigenous savages or the persons considered to be 3/5. It's still in there.
Got it.
So while we're still sitting here worried about where we're going to vote and we're going to vote Democratic and I get it, because that's a tool. But what we're not doing is using that tool to empower ourselves. How is it? Okay, we're going to go vote. All right, cool. So what are we getting out of voting? Oh, because, and I'm not mad. Oh, my ancestors died for us for the right to. Yes, they did. But they also died of those 5,000 people that were lynched in 100 years of lynching. Most of them were business owners. They weren't random people that they killed, because it was, I'm going to make sure that you understand. I'm going to make sure that you remain in your place.
Can you repeat that again, brother? Because a lot of people might have missed.
I don't think the part in the back, people in the back that didn't hear that.
Yeah, didn't hear who got murdered.
Okay. Of the 5,000 plus lynchings that took place in the 100 years from 19 43 to 1843, most of the persons that were lynched in the last lynching public execution took place in 1946 here, not in Michigan, but here in the United States. Most of them were business owners. Most of them had business. The woman that they talk about, her name was either Mary Clark or Mary Campbell, that she was pregnant and she had school books going to school. And a lynch mob found her, started to string her up, cut her belly open so the baby could fall out, stomped on the baby while she was dying, and then finished lynching her after it was over and left her there to hang and left the baby there. She was going to school. She was going to school. Textbooks right there on the ground where they murdered her at. And because there's been, what did they do? We talked about this before. They got the Asian hate bill, the Jewish hate bill. They ain't got no anti-black hate bill. Don't hate black folks bill. Because you don't matter.
I mean, well, no.
Go ahead.
This goes back to what is Congress made up of. See, it ain't trying to be. I'm just saying this is why you're not gonna get that bill.
Right.
See, a lot of these bills, like, because when I think about, you want me to play this, then we can get back to the, because I got some stuff that I want to break down with Chuck Schumer, and I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
So you want me to go to this?
You want to go shoot the video at him real quick?
I'm just saying, do you want, or you want me to go into the Chuck Schumer with the Democrats?
Let's play the video.
Okay, got you.
And then we'll come, and then we'll go to Chuck.
I got you. Family.
Take a few. Go ahead, big bro.
No. This what Brother Elliott wanted to. This where we finna go. What's the young lady? What's her name again?
I can't remember what her name is.
I'm finna go on her page. I'm finna go on her page. I gotta go on her page. Hold on. Let me get this young. I know it's on the African Diaspora channel. Ain't
yep, it's in the African Diaspora.
The Diaspora. How I'm saying the wrong name.
That's our brother.
African
You good?
Diaspora. Yep. Africa Diaspora channel. So you go check her out. Demetria K. That's her name. Demetria K on the African Diaspora channel. Y'all go tap into this. Let me play this one. Hold on 1 second, brother. Can you entertain? I gotta take this.
Yeah. We still on?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're saying is that if this is a voting is a tool to make change, then what should also be taking place is what is the power behind your vote in order to enforce the change that you're seeking to take place. And that's really what we're talking about is, okay, they're going to come to you and they're running. Can you vote for us? And we go, oh yeah, we're going to go vote. Let's go vote for them. That's cool. But what are you getting out of it in return? You ready?
All right. Sorry about that, family. That's on me. That's on me. Let me pause this. Facts.
Is an amazing thing. It can do wonders for any candidate that's running, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. Now, not too long ago, there were these races all throughout the country where people were running for governors and mayors and a whole host of things in between. And of course, especially the Democrats, they, were successful due to a whole host of things, right? Especially with the temperature of the country. Now, there's been a lot of people attributing those Democrat wins to the black vote, right? Now, to me, I'm like, well, where is the surprise? Black voters typically vote overwhelmingly for the Democratic Party. They just do, right? Like, for example, they're in New York where Zohran Mamdani, he is the first Muslim mayor of New York City, and he's also amongst one of the youngest. Now, some of the things he was talking about, I guess resonated with a lot of New Yorkers because he, pretty much whooped Andrew Cuomo's behind as he was running for an independent because he could not best Mondani in the primary. So he was like, okay, well, let me go on to another lane. Again, that was not successful. Now, Mondani ran on being a Democratic socialist, which means that, hey, we're going to pretty much make life easier for everybody. Even if we got to give things away like free bus rides, we're going to have a city-owned grocery stores in neighborhoods where there's typically food deserts and, things like that. And so I guess that resonated with a lot of people. Now, it should also be said that in the primaries when Zoran was running, the black voter only showed up to the tune of about 32%, but on election night, the black voters showed up to the tune of 52%. So within that time between the primaries and the election, black people changed their minds to the tune of 20%. Okay. So let's go back to last year during the national election between Kamala and Trump. Now, Kamala still got the lion's share of the black vote, but she didn't get as much as the others that ran before her. In fact, we saw Trump got a little bit more of the black vote than most Republicans. In fact, I say he got most of the black vote than any Republican candidate for president, for what I understand. So I say all that to say, yes, the black vote is very powerful depending on who's running. The unfortunate part is we do not use it for our own strength. We know that many candidates do not and will not do anything specifically for black people because they know that we'll show up regardless, especially for the Democrat Party, right? We'll show up, and usually that helps everybody else and not us. So one day when we realize that we are very powerful and that we need to start using it to benefit us, then I think more candidates will come to the table and say, oh, okay, yeah, we really got to do something for black Americans because black Americans ain't playing with us anymore. But, it all remains to be seen, especially there in New York City, as to what will actually happen. If Zoran will be a benefit for black Americans too, it remains to be seen. But if not, make him a one-term mayor like y'all did that of Eric Adams. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetri K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
You can talk. We good. I ain't have to mute us.
Oh, okay.
We won't mute it.
So once again, it's go vote, no problem. But what are you demanding in return? And that's our issue. Because number one, we don't even know what to demand. You have to have an agenda. And that's where when you have, as you have persons go visit churches, they're very clear that the agenda is based upon what the minister says and not what the people think. Because if you have an uninformed group of people, you can tell them to do what you want them to do. Well, go vote for this person. Go vote for that person.
That's why I had to put this up, what Sheila just said.
Most people do not realize that either particular party is a more or less race than the other. They're all the same. The Native Americans, and we're going to repeat this, and we repeated this a million times, baby girl. Native Americans have always said, left wing, right wing, same bird. Because it is not about the agenda for people that support it. It is about their agenda. I teach school. I also tutor after I get out of school. If the parent doesn't have an agenda for what it is that they want their child to learn and or know, then I have to create one based upon what I see as a need. They call it needs assessment or needs analysis. We are completely clueless about what it is that we should analyze and or need in our community. If we were clear about that, then you'll have the opportunity to post and ask questions to the candidate when they come to visit, because they gonna come to visit, and they're gonna prime the pastor, and the pastor's gonna be, because they're all in the same bed. If you have a pastor who constantly is allowing certain individuals who may be running for office in some sort of capacity because they consider themselves civil and public servants. Understand, trust, and believe they have a relationship other than we're just going to let you come in and talk to the people. Because what they typically are not going to allow happen is they're not going to allow responses from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just you going to blindly follow this person and be a sheep, being led to whatever slaughter that person standing in front of you is going to allow or going to lead you to, without being able to say, hey, wait a second. What are we doing about this? Or what are we doing about that? Because most people are very, very clear that, oh, I don't care nothing about politics. Oh, I don't care nothing about this or that or other. And as Pastor Gaddis said, it's politics because it's about a trick. It is not about being accountable to anything. And that's part of our issue. Number one, do we know what issues we have? Well, okay. Well, let's say I decided I'm gonna run for political office, right? So I'm gonna run for a political office. But what am I gonna do? What am I gonna tell people that I plan to do for them? All right. What's my agenda for the reason why I'm running? And people should want to know and should ask. If I go up there and tell them I'm just gonna do a bunch of jumping jacks, I'm gonna just do a bunch of jumping jacks, and that's all I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna do jumping jacks for y'all. And if you dumb enough to believe that, there's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna stand here and do jumping jacks for your dollars. What does that get you? The agenda for the person that's running should come from the people that you're serving. There's absolutely no way if Uncle Mick is running for a political position, right? And I can't say, man, what's your agenda? Oh no, man, I'm just gonna do it. Guess what? I'm not voting for you. And I've had that happen with a friend of mine, brother. I've known him for 40-some years. He ran for school board, no longer lives in the city. Ran for school board, was going to be on the school board. The first question I asked him was, what's your agenda? And he couldn't give me an answer. Oh, well, I said, no, bro, you got to have an agenda. You're running for school board. You're going to be in front of children. You're shaping the lives of children. At least, family, pose that question. But also be able to have that answer for it as well, because they're going to come and get your vote. What you heard what the sister said, we're a powerful group of people. We don't recognize our power. They do. Because why do you think they come to ask you to vote for them? And I promise you, you can't get anybody, whether it's elected at no matter what, in let's say our city, from the council person all the way to the, what's your agenda? Why did you run? What are you going to do for us? Because these are things we need. Those three questions right there, those three simple questions. What's your agenda? Why are you running? And what are you going to do for us? And if you have an answer based upon your own analysis or talking to people in your community where you live at, if they don't meet it, then you don't vote for them. Because I promise you, once they get in, they're going to forget you. Now, that means at that point, what you can do when you go to council is, hey, look, this is what you said you were going to do. You haven't delivered. I'm giving y'all something now. Y'all got to listen to me.
No, you're right.
Okay. Okay. So we haven't seen any movement in the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and you've been here for 90 days and we ain't seen, these are the items that we say we need to be taken care of in our community, and you haven't done that. So it's time for a recall. We can't recall them, we can sue them though. See, this is simple because this is asking.
Mm.
Now you putting them on the spot. So don't go to they're gonna come to brother Elliott's church, and brother Elliott gonna just let them get up there and talk. No. If you in brother Elliott's church, if brother Elliott had a church, you best damn well know that that's one of the most highly informed. Okay, that's one of the most highly informed congregations and congregation members, because they gonna know some stuff, and I'm gonna let them have at it. Guess what? They won't be coming back, and it'll be at that place of worship. Don't go over there, because they gonna ask questions. They just not gonna let us walk in.
But see what you saying. See, you wouldn't play like that. But see, but that's the thing. You got to hope that most of these pastors is moral, that they're not gonna go for it. Because when you put money, and let's be honest, is a lot of these churches really full? A lot of these churches is surviving off their nonprofit status.
Right. Because what are they doing? What are they doing for the people there? Nothing.
Fact.
And what are they doing for the community in which they're in? Nothing.
Yeah,
so why should they be open?
Right.
We go there because we go and we keep going because it makes me feel good and I'm closer to the Lord because I go there and I serve and I give my tithes. But what are you there for? And if you're there and if you're not forcing them to have an agenda to do something in the community, why are you going?
Yeah, especially what's going on now. I mean, I guess the government shutdown is back open. So,
but he did that to break things, bro.
No, he did.
No, he did that to break things. He did that to break people.
Yeah, no, because he got what he wanted. But see, what people not realizing. I'm gonna have to go back and go back and do some more research. But allegedly, I'm gonna go with that. Trump, what he was fighting for, he got the $1 trillion that they needed.
Yep.
So I must not be too far off.
Nope.
So they got the $1 trillion cut for the super rich that they wanted. See, it was another transfer of wealth, in my humble opinion.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense because they've been doing it.
Right.
Because since this late 60s, political action committees have run the government. They've run the Supreme Court. Mm. They've run all the court systems. They run each and every person that chose to take a seat. And if you want to win this seat, and if you want to have a war chest big enough, if Uncle Mick want to have a war chest big enough in order to beat Brother Elliott, then as long as you do this for us, we're going to make sure you got enough money to destroy Brother Elliott.
Yeah, because just go look right now. They furious with Chuck Schumer, right?
Yeah.
Because Chuck Schumer, but what I didn't know, the 8 Democrats or whatever that voted with the Republicans to reopen the government on a promissory note that they're gonna try to fix the healthcare system,
right,
on a promissory note, right? Do you know they're not up for re-election?
No, because they're walking out, so it don't matter. So they're gonna get a golden parachute, as they call it.
Right.
Walk away, get paid, and not fix anything.
Right. They got 5 years because in the Senate is 6 years.
Right.
The House of Representatives is every 2 years.
Right.
Now you see Fetterman and all of them. See, it's easy, and I get it. I didn't understand. They said what's the name could have shot it down. Chuck Schumer.
Right.
He could have shot it down before it got to the floor.
But
he played the game like, I'm against this. Well, you see, because I see right now they want him up out of there, leadership role.
Right.
And I agree with him.
All right. You got his spot?
Huh?
You got his
spot?
No,
I didn't pull it up. I was I was speaking about it.
All right. So again, if we look at and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna read my instructor's book again. And this time I promised myself that I'm gonna read it all the way through, not do bits and pieces, because it's a lot to digest, that type of work. Right. And he even made me, of one of my idols next to my father is Brother Malcolm. And he made me look at him differently. You're like, okay, there's some things that he could have done different that he didn't do. And this is what his critique was. Not that he didn't do what he was supposed to do, but there's some things he could have done and made adjustments, and it may not have saved his life, but it would have made him much more powerful because if he had the ability to see what he was looking for earlier, sooner rather than later, that might have changed some things.
But you
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No. Go.
I was gonna say, a lot of times doing that when you're young, you gotta understand these guys was young. Even when you look at because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think even when we like how we talking and reporting this type of stuff, man, this stuff you lose your life for waking people up. And I'm not saying like we no big threat, but like I don't
we
think
are. We're a bigger threat than you understand.
You may be right on that, but see, I don't think like people understand. Like, in my humble opinion, I could be wrong. Like, man, when you doing stuff like this and you talking about people who control stuff, like, do you think this city won't the mayor like this the thing just being said, like how you coming on here, this how you need to do. You don't come down this way. Cause remember, it's a thing called control opposition.
Right. Well, I told you what happened when I texted you the other day when I was in the store.
Yeah.
Any other time there's a little conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely no conversation.
Yeah.
Any other time there's a real genuine hug.
Yeah.
Guess what? No hug.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Because right is right and wrong is wrong. We don't. I'm going to say this again, and we've said it before. Nobody cares about you lining your pocket and having ambitions as long as you're taking care of the people that you say you're going to take care of. That's all.
Facts. And I think that's what happened with the thing with the civil rights. Don't get me wrong, like people ain't forgot what's going on. They still seeing what's going on. It's just that people back then they would help the people. Like now they don't care if you know what I'm saying. It's all about I gotta get mine. There's no way the black community should. I mean, I'm just saying any community in the United States should be looking like this.
Well, again, when you give people right, you give people the opportunity to eat off the crumbs off your plate, and you get people to think, then therefore then the message becomes, see, I made it, you can too, right? So not trying to be funny, not trying to go back and pull no whatever. Trayvon Martin was killed in a gated community. Typically a gated community is considered to be safe, where you're safe and you go here and we make this type of money or whatever, or we can afford to move here or whatever.
Facts.
Right? But he was murdered in there anyway by somebody who hated him just because of the color of his skin.
He was profiled.
Right.
See, and that's the thing. Like remember, I've been saying this with Sonny Houston from The View. She said her son, just go pull up, it's a clip on YouTube. When she said her son was training for the Olympics. In the area she stay in, she had to go to the police department, tell them this is my son, he gonna be running through here. Why are you in that neighborhood where you gotta worry about? So that tell you where she's at.
Right.
That you had to go and let them know. See, if we and I hate to say this, I'm not trying to be funny, but this is what happens when you move into they call like gated communities, more well-to-do communities when it's not a community that look like me and you.
Right. And you're really not, you're a spectacle in that community. So we really don't even understand how you got here and or why you're here.
Right. So you know they're gonna be checking like how you getting your money. You supposed to be here? So you already finna get, they finna do a thorough background check on you.
Right. One of my cousins lived in Grand Blanc, and the community lived in, they told him at 10 o'clock it's shut down. We don't want to hear it. I had a coworker, same thing. When we get out here, look, a certain such a time, we don't, I guess you here because you're here and you can afford the place. But at a certain time, shut it down. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, this is still going on to this day. Right. That's why I say fix up your own where you stay at, and it can look good like a Grand Blanc. It can look good like the other well-to-do communities, but we don't ask enough for our elected officials.
Well, we don't ask anything of our elected official, and then we don't do anything as a community to keep it up.
Facts.
That's the onus of what we need to do in our community is not based upon elected officials. I don't care nothing about them.
Right.
They can't come. They're not going to come cut my grass. That's my job.
Facts.
They're not going to come shovel the sidewalk. That's my job.
Facts.
You know, they're not going to come and paint the house. That's my job.
Yeah, some stuff is you supposed to be held.
Right.
You know, you supposed to be able to. That's just maintenance that you're supposed to do.
Okay. So if we're wondering and hoping or thinking that because they're elected and we've elected them because we've not forced an agenda to put it in their pocket and make them stay on the agenda based upon what we've studied and what our needs are in our community, then they're going to go do what they want to do. And it's okay for them to have ambitions, not a problem. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to drain me and or us in order to make sure that your ambition, we'll support your ambitions.
Yeah.
Don't you take care of what we need to over here.
Yeah.
But once you don't,
facts,
then that's where you cut it off at the knees.
And that's what I feel with us. You know what Pastor Nicholas J. got us, we're going to find out. What's up, H. Brad? I mean, we're going to have to find out because like I said, I just looked at this Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer can take that heat. How much money you think he finna get?
Right.
He's still getting money. Well, none of them hurt. See, the thing is, even with, just think about it. I give you the prime example, just to show you how the game is played. You know, they hollering that, and I'm finna segue into this because you see Roland Martin and Charlamagne the God beefing, right?
God.
Hey, dude, I loved it because now you do gotta be held accountable for your facts of what you say on here.
Right.
Because you just spit anything out, people will take on to it and run with it.
Only because they follow you and they think you're popular and they're not fact checking.
Facts.
Because why? We don't study.
Facts. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
But I liked them too. I like how because what you see in there, you see in the uppities call each other out.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They calling each other out because they got to defend that Democratic platform. They getting their money, man.
Right. That's the reason why they get on shows like that.
And then you got to look at Charlamagne when he called himself one of those. He wanted to come on. He was trying to do this. Then Roland Martin had to come back and point some things out. But this been going on, Roland. No different than when he ran to town in Brazil to, you know what I'm saying, to give Hillary the question, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
How he did it. All y'all have played games. It's just funny now y'all want to call each other out.
Right.
But this is the game that y'all been playing. See, to me, it was like they was trying to, you know, brag about, I'm doing this, you know, I've been this since I was 14, you know, I wrote all this and that. That's cool. I'm not saying, I'm not going to take no accolades from what Roland been here and there, but you've been going along with this Democratic, you know, plantation no different than what Charlamagne doing. And I feel Charlamagne, like, how you going to try to call me out? You doing the same stuff I done.
Right. And at the end of the day, Roland Martin was on CNN, right?
Yeah.
And they let him go. And then when they let you go, you get angry and start your own channel.
No, with News One. Remember, he went to News One.
He went to News One
and then left there, then started his own.
Oh, because you took viewers.
Mm-hmm.
You took viewers and they follow you. But what viewers are not doing is I want y'all to fact check me. Please do. Because then that opens up dialogue.
Facts.
That's what it's about. I love having this discussion that we have with Brother Mick because, once again, he's into the politics stuff. I'm not into this deeply. But what he's forcing me to do, I got to start studying politics to see how stuff is. I just can't. I'm not out here spousing stuff out of the top of my head without having to go study it. And yes, every once in a while I found a clip. I don't have to find a clip. I can go to my library. I promise you. The clip is easy for y'all, not for me. Because even what the sister said, I've been saying that before she said it. Not knocking her or anything like that, but we've been talking about stuff like that.
Facts.
Make sure people have an agenda. She just backs up what we've been talking about.
Facts.
That's all. And I know on the other side of that, hey, every now and then Mick can shoot me something. Okay, he's studying. Because he got to.
Yeah.
He got to. He has to. We're supposed to raise each other up. And that's what this is about, and that's what we're doing. And it's hopefully the same thing is happening with everybody else out there. Because we see what Sister Yogi and Sister Anna doing in D.C.
Facts.
We know what Pastor Gaddis is doing in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
He
why I
ain't got
send
no
you them
ordinary
videos.
right. He ain't got no ordinary church. My cousin, sister Hope Beasley got on my head. You supposed to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're supposed to.
Ain't nobody can be bigger than being critiqued, man.
We're not supposed to. If so, I'm sure upset that you critique me. For what?
Yeah.
Then I don't need to be on here saying nothing.
Facts.
There's no way that I should be able to thinking about, and I told this to one of my brothers that I was taking them home today before we came this way. I was about getting some stuff out of my refrigerator, taking it somewhere, cooking it, and talking to people. Let them eat and get some food too.
Facts.
Just because, not because I'm trying to run for this or do that, just to put, because those very same people that are struggling, that are on the street, they ain't dumb. They just happen to hit a bad spot.
Facts. And people don't be realizing that, like, maybe one day that could be you.
Right. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that they straight, and we also want to make sure that we're going to be straight so we can eliminate that. Now, there are some people who say, the hell with the system, I'm just going to do it this way. That's the difference. You ain't trying to have no shelter, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I know a bunch of people like that too. They talking about roughing it. Hey, they have plastic bags, tents, you name it, and they do the whole thing. And they say, why? Because this is my way of fighting against the system, and I'm not going to be part of the system and pay all of them bills and this and that and other and all this other stuff. When I know how to survive out here, and they do it on purpose.
No, I'll be following this. I'll be watching this one girl. I see a lot of people moving in their vehicles, turning a vehicle into a crib. But I'm like, damn, I get it, but it's just like, that's not me. Like, I'm not a farm boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I'm wrong for grew up in the city. I'm more like, I'm not like me. Don't get me wrong.
I can't take them camping, y'all. That ain't happening.
Because I had to be in the.
You got to be in the cabin,
the mobile home or something.
You got to be in the mobile home where it's luxury.
Yeah, it got to be. That's how I mean. I got to have the comfortability. I'm going to watch some TV if watching it off my phone. But I'm just saying, but
I can't take them out in the woods, bro.
Oh, no, I lose my mind. I'm telling you, let me call and get a Grubhub, bring something.
Right.
Yeah, now you talk about killing and I'm past that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, when I see Roland Martin, I mean, it's like, not to forget, but it's just like damn. You know what I'm saying? To me, and like I say, I love what Charlamagne doing because he got his network. Right. I love what Roland doing. I wish he would call us up to put us on there, put a different platform. I like the people he got, but I'll be wanting to bring these people on, like when I send Brother Elliott video, because this is what I'll be watching when I'm at home. Like, I watch, you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to watch the educate, not just like something that I can learn from.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I still watch my other videos as far as you see and get the hip hop news, but I'll be more into like nation building. Like, how can we get this back going? That's my thing. That's why I be so mad when I be seeing black mayors. And not that I'm just saying for any mayor. Like, I feel like the lady said, Mandani get in there. I do expect him to do something for his people.
Right. Yeah, he's going to do something for Muslims first. That's first and foremost.
I expect him to do something, but I expect him to do for the rest too. Like,
see, that's the issue. Is what happens is most of the time they'll take care of themselves, and it's all. We're not going to deal with the rest of the population, right?
Right.
So I'm going to make sure I take care of all and I'm just using them as an example. Don't know how true this is. I hope I'm lying. I hope, but all the Muslims that voted me in, I'm going to make sure that they straight. Then what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to worry about the other group of people or, or Indian or whatever he is.
Yeah. That's all I get it.
But we're the only group of people that you got a black mayor and it's the hell with the black people.
Yeah. And that's what I be frustrated. It's like, I feel like, and I'm not being wrong, but this is how you create generational wealth. If you bringing in, you made 20 million out of your first term. You made another 20 some people millionaire. Do you understand? If you bringing them up, that can't do nothing but help you out.
Right.
And you understanding it. But I'm saying, not you just giving you some money to blow. We done seen that. But building industry around here, building stuff up. Like, I'm not mad up for the Goyettes, oh, the Lurvy Construction, all the different ones we seen. Oh, the Burn. I'm not mad at them because they work their magic how they supposed to work it. I'm mad when I see the blacks don't do this and you just study giving stuff away.
But see, here's the other thing, and this is what Marion, former Mayor Marion Berry did, and Yogi G and Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, add to it or whatever. And Sister Sheila, you getting fired too. You fired. You out of the having fun, out of nature group. No, because we're not glamping nothing. We're going to get on there and get the sleeping bags and all that other stuff. No, we're not glamping nothing. Bye. But we'll talk to you later. But what he did was, okay, so we got contractors that, minority contractors or minority in the country contractors that are going to get part of these
facts.
Monies.
Facts.
And he may put that in law. Now, okay, so you got Goyette, you got all these other companies around here. I ain't seen no black people working with them.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
make them hire black folk. You wanted to get the contract to rewire the city building? Cool. Where the black workers at?
Facts. That's all. See, that's all I be saying. Like, when you see the Coleman Youngs, like, I'm sick of hearing, like, because we appraise another mayor that don't look like us because they gave their friends these contracts. I'm not mad at even them doing that. You supposed to do that. But like I say, we ain't getting 80% of it, but at least let some get 30%.
20 to 30% gotta be. But the other part about that game is that when you have the legislation in the electrical, plumbing, and all of these hard trades that we say our young people need to learn,
right?
How does that allow and let in a contractor? And most of the contractors are singularities.
Facts.
They're not, I got a company of 15, 20 people. So I got one person and I passed the electrical law license or whatever, so I can do electrical.
Facts.
Okay. That's how that go.
Yeah. That's all. I get it. I'm not saying, but if you going somewhere where only you keep seeing they friends coming up, they friends, they bringing their people up. Like, we'll find out some of these.
We lost you.
No, I was looking at what Doug Chankabana said. You disconnect from Wi-Fi and reconnect with nature. You might see it different and get you an Airbnb in the UP for the weekend.
It ain't happening, bro.
I mean, me personally,
anyway,
I could do the Airbnb, but I'm gonna tell you what, I would be on YouTube. I'd be watching like the different. That's why I say I like the old movies.
Oh my goodness, we ain't getting them out camping, bro. That ain't happening.
See, like I say, if you see how Chicago is doing to African American, New York is going to be a repeat where you have 60-year-old women and disabled blacks living on the streets.
Hold on, I didn't see that.
Oh, I'll put it up, Katie. I'll put it up here.
Oh, see it. Oh no, what's the name? I don't see it on. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay. Enough said. So what are we doing about that for us?
Yeah.
Right? What are we going to do about that? That's an issue. Chicago's now all of a sudden saying, according to what we just saw, that we're going to put certain segments of people out that we don't have any use for. So what's our response? What's our response? What's the response should be for the black population of African people in America and Africans in America that's in Chicago, to seeing these people put out of their home? What should the response be? Okay, I think the mayor's black too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but what should our response be?
It should be nation building. You should, as the community. Okay. I was finna put the picture up where you see in the Black Panthers where they was feeding the babies. This was in Oakland, right, when it was the lunch program. And that's what I think. That's why I be saying your community leaders. That's why I'm more with this control opposition. I was watching. I'm gonna pull it up for us next week or maybe Sunday. I get it, but I'm gonna send it to you where they show you where the governor of California spent billions to fight homelessness.
Right.
But guess where the money went to?
Hold on. Hold on, I got something for you.
Come on with it.
I got a brother that worked in a for an organization. The budget for fighting homelessness is $24 billion. You know, to populate the amount of people that never got placed. Like I said, if you got 100 people, right?
Yeah.
90 of them don't get placed.
I'm gonna send you the video because this I was watching Jimmy Dore and he was breaking it down. What you just said sound like you watched the video because that's what he said.
Okay.
He said like 1 or 2 people, the money go to the program, but it goes more to administrative fees.
Administrative fees.
Yeah.
Than it does placing people
Yeah.
and getting them off the streets and getting them proper health care
Mm-hmm.
and getting them proper housing,
Yep.
getting them proper food. They get absolutely, you might, out of 100 people, you might have 1 or 2.
And that's what the dude when he was showing it. He said, and they feel that's a success.
And they feel that's a success. So guess what? Next year they get how much more? Oh, next year they get the right for $26 billion. And then they might get 3 people that they consider that to be a success. Meanwhile, 97 people. And we're just using 100 because of math.
Yeah.
The 97 people are still homeless. And then they say, well, they don't want to be put in a place where they can have all of these things. It's not that they don't want to. There's some other reasons why they may not want to be quote unquote tracked. But what you're doing and trying to do is track them so you can use that data in order to continue to write your program in order for you to continue to make a living and not do anything.
Hey, brother, when I was saying, and that's what they said, they was like, they have no plan. It's business and it's money in that. They like, if they got the people off, do you understand the people that setting these programs up will lose their money?
Right.
They said if they solve the homeless, but that they out of jobs now.
Yep.
They were like, these people will be out of jobs.
Yep.
Then they homeless. I'm like, damn. When, you know, when it was breaking it down, like you gotta have this because you finna put all these people out of jobs.
Right. So therefore, what you do is you keep bleeding and sucking the system dry.
Yeah.
Not accomplishing anything. You get 1 or 2 success stories.
Yep.
You make excuses for those other people.
Yep.
They didn't want to be. They wanted to be anonymous because they didn't want their family to know what they was going through. All of this stuff.
Facts.
Meanwhile, the 1 or 2 people become your success story, and what do? You get $24 billion.
And that's what I was looking at it because I had a couple of people that be out in Cali. They said, do you know how bad the homeless problem is?
Out there.
They was like, man, it's so bad. Like, and then the cost of living only doing this.
Yep, it just keep on going up.
I'm like, damn.
Yep.
Fact, Stanley Wood, if we solve the homeless, many lose.
Yep.
And that's when I was watching it and I was like, damn. That's why I've been sitting there watching this stuff. Like even with Chuck Schumer, they furious at Chuck. At first, I came on here and was like, no, you know, Chuck's I want to make, I was wrong. Mm-hmm. But then when I heard that Chuck Schumer could have stopped it before it got on the floor.
See?
And they do this every time. Like you say, they can use them as the boogeyman. Yeah. Oh, they did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew what he was going to do from Jump Street anyway.
Right. That part.
Right. Well, we got a couple minutes, brother Ellie. You want to end it on anything?
Yeah. Well, family, we got to end it by number 1, being educated. I'm gonna tell you, if you go get my teacher's Harold Cruz's books, oh boy, you're gonna have some stuff, and take your time reading it. Because I've read The Crisis of the Negro Intellectual probably about 4 or 5 times, and I learned something new every single time I read it. And I just pulled it off my shelf to start reading it again today. I might have to end up getting another copy just be in case and just to make sure. Have an agenda. Start talking to the people around you. Let them have an agenda. Find out what y'all agenda is together, and start to make sure that we hold, number 1, each other accountable. You know, we got these elected officials that are using who we are and our vote for their benefit, and it's not to your benefit. So make sure, once again, that when you go and you have these opportunities to talk to these so-called elected officials or a person that want to be elected, make sure that they have your best interests at heart as well. And on that note,
and tap in. And we gave y'all an hour.
Give you a whole hour.
Gave y'all a whole hour. One gonna cheat you. That's one thing we don't do. We don't cheat you over here. We give you all we got. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's right. All right, family. We love y'all. We'll catch you next time. Peace.